Tonight we're going to do Unit 6, Chapter 1 and 2. Next session is 26 September. We're doing Unit 6, Chapters 3 through 5 in the Unit 6 quiz. Does anybody have anything they need besides what I have to clarify for Roxanne tomorrow? Or you could get it later tonight, Roxanne, depending on how long this takes. Okay. I'm going to do something a little different with the screen, so bear with me. Let me know if there's any issues. Hi, Terry. We're just getting started. Can everybody see that okay? Shoot. It is little, and the reason it's little is I'm attempting to do something here. The 11th. Hi, Mary. We're just getting started. The 11th, I will not be home when we have one of our sessions, and if for some reason the Wi-Fi doesn't work at the campground, I wanted to see if this would be, because otherwise I can't see the remarks. That's why I have two computers set up at my house. I have one that's hooked into the TV so I can see the remarks, and then you usually get the full screen. So I was checking to see if this will work. If for some reason the Wi-Fi doesn't want to work for both computers. So I was just checking. So it looks like it will work just fine. Okay, wait a minute. I just lost it, so bear with me a second. So at least I know that I'll be able to still see the answers and see what's getting if we have to go that route. Oh, hold on. I lost it. Because I don't want to have to not be able to do this, especially when we do the mock exam stuff, so. So everybody can see that. It's not quite as big, but you can still see it if we, and remember it'll be questions, so. Okay. But we're going to do this for tonight since I know that'll work now. So we're good. I'm happy now. I have more confidence now that I'll be okay. Hi, Barbara. We're just getting started. I do not want to leave you guys down, especially during the mock exam stuff. But I really want to go have a little bit of fun with our camper. One of the last times we'll be able to take it out, so. Thank you, Roxanne. Okay, so we are up to Unit 6. This is document production. And in document production, we're going to do proofing as it relates to document editing, creating and editing documents generated in the office, and that should be the 2 we do tonight. And then the 26th, we should do the creation of charts and graphs, document finishing concepts, and the preparation of meeting minutes. So Chapter 1 is proofreading and editing documents, and we've got 7 objectives in here. Documents that have been created need to be edited and proofread before finishing touches are applied. We'll now discuss basic concepts relating to document proofreading and editing. Perhaps proofreading is the first rule in editing communications. Proofreading comprises the process of checking a document for errors in spelling, grammar, punctuation, and formatting. When one proofreads, they should pay particular attention to the following elements in communications: typographical correctness, spelling accuracy, word division correctness, which with the new computer word processors is not like it used to be for anybody that used to have to know how to divide words. Format correctness, capitalization correctness, correct expression of numbers, yes, I just dated myself. Punctuation correctness, correct grammatical construction and usage, correct word usage, effective communication and meaning. It is common knowledge that software-based spell checkers are very helpful, but they do not catch words that are spelled correctly yet are not the desired word for the case in which they are used. So an example would be, we know, N-O, that the work will be a challenge. So grammar checkers can point out problems in documents as well. So in that example, it would have been, no, it would have came out correct, but we know that it has to be K-N-O-W. Here are some additional considerations to take into account in the document proofreading process. Avoid redundant words. Redundancy is the needless repetition of words. For example, rewrite this message in grateful thanks. Avoid unnecessary repetition in all forms. Vary words used and avoid repeating the same words. This can cause the communication to be monotonous. This can cause the communication to be monotonous. Use concise language. Keep language as simple as possible. For example, rather than saying in the very near future, say soon. Avoid outdated expressions such as we have received your letter. Instead, say we have received your letter. Avoid unnecessary jargon. This is language specific to a specific profession or field. Cliches, which are trite, overused, and dull expressions. And slang. This is informal language with changed or arbitrary meaning. Use concrete nouns, striking and descriptive adjectives, and precise verbs. Avoid fillers, which are words or phrases that take up space in sentences, such as there are. Avoid long lead-ins. We are writing this report in order to inform the reader that. Just inform the reader. Avoid wordy prepositional phrases. For example, rather than saying will in all probability, it would be better to simply say will probably. Read the document line by line from right to left. Look for keyboard and spelling errors. Avoid time between document production and proofreading. Any errors will likely be more obvious later. So in other words, put it away if you can and just Don't look at it for a day or a couple hours. Be sure and proofread for data correctness. For example, ensure the correctness of the date, names, or other address particulars of letters and other communications. Ensure that all appropriate suffixes have been added to words in the document, such as ing, ed, s. Check to ensure no minor words or prepositions have been omitted, such as of, the, from, it, to. Read the document aloud and silently. Use consistency in punctuation and formatting throughout the document. When needed, or possible, ask another person to also proofread the document. When in doubt, refer to an up-to-date reference manual. In any case, when an item is not correct as determined in the proofreading process or any stage of your editing, the proper corrections should be made. Proofreading marks basic are made in the column of the typed document being evaluated for correctness. They deal with the following general functions. You could practice mentally or on a piece of paper, creating the proper symbol for each of the following functions. So insert copy. Insert the caret symbol, shaped like an upside down V, followed by the copy to be inserted. And most of these should have the proofreading mark on the left-hand side there for you. Insert a space. Insert the caret symbol shaped like an upside down V below the place where the space should be inserted. A dollar sign or pound sign is placed above the same location to indicate a space should be inserted. Delete material. Cross through the material to be deleted. Then at the end of the deletion is a curling upward of the same line similar to the lowercase cursive letter E. Begin a new paragraph. At the new paragraph beginning, use the paragraph symbol that is shaped like a backward P with 2 vertical lines instead of 1, forming the right-hand spine of the letter. Transpose material. Insert a letter shaped like a capital S resting on its side. This letter encases the letters to be switched or transposed. Close up the space. Draw an elongated sideways parenthesis symbol above and below the point where the close-up area should begin and end. This indicates that separate letters or text should be brought back together. Leave material as is. Write the word STET or draw a dotted line directly below the deleted text to be retained. Align copy. Draw 2 vertical lines along the left side of the text to be aligned. Or, when material is to be aligned or moved to the left, place a box-shaped symbol with the right-hand side of the box omitted at the left-hand margin of the affected material. When material is to be aligned or moved to the right, place a box-shaped symbol with the left-hand side of the box omitted at the left-hand margin of the affected material. Spell out or fix spelling. Yeah, there's been a lot of connection issues tonight, Jillian. Place the letters SP in a circle above a word that is spelled incorrectly. Write a circle around words that need to be spelled out. Uppercase, capitalization. Place 3 lines under letters that should be capitalized. Or write caps in the margin of the word needing capitalized. Use lowercase. Draw a line through the letters that should be in lowercase. Or write the letters LC in the margin near the word or words needing to be changed to lowercase. Single space. Write the letters SS in the vertical space between the data to receive the spacing change or immediately left of the affected text. Place a bracket in the margin, then place the letters SS to the left of the bracket. Double space. Write the letters DS in the vertical space between the data to receive the spacing change or immediately left of the affected text. Place a bracket in the margin, then place the letters DS to the left of the bracket. Triple space. Write the letters TS in the Move material to another location. Circle the text to be moved and then draw a line and arrow pointing to the new location. Change copy as noted. Cross out text to be changed and insert the correct text directly above the crossed out data. Move copy in direction of bracket. Surround the copy to be moved with a bracket that looks like an open triangle. Draw 3 sides of the rectangle. Surround the copy to be moved with a bracket that looks like an open rectangle. Draw 3 sides of the rectangle and leave the 4th side undrawn. Face the bracket toward the direction of copy movement. Underline. Simply underline the text needing the change. Italicize. Mark the affected text and write ITAL in the left margin. Question. Insert the question mark where the question mark should be added. Insertions. Immediately above or below the point of insertion of the missing item, draw a V or caret upside down V and write the desired missing punctuation mark inside the open area of the V. Then you have the period, the exclamation point, question mark, comma, colon, semicolon, apostrophe, single quote. The quotation marks is the doubles, the parenthesis, and the dash. Word processors and document creators. Let's take a moment to talk about the people who create documents and the overall document creation process. Today, nearly everyone is involved in document creation, people from entry-level employees to top-level managers, but only certain individuals are generally trusted to take documents intended for external publication to the finish line, all the way to document publication. Administrative professionals are among those individuals who are entrusted with that opportunity. The systems approach in word processing. The use of the systems approach helps reduce costs and improve efficiency in the office. This is particularly true with word processing, a system designed to revolutionize organizational paper creation activity and make optimum use of human communication skills in the office. This system interfaces personnel, equipment, and procedure factors of office word creation. A traditional career in word processing begins for most at a starting level, the word processing trainee. Word processing trainees know how to use word processing equipment. In addition, they are knowledgeable in written language, formatting, and other skills. Mid-level word processing positions, WPs, include the trainer, proofreader, and word processing supervisor. The word processing manager is a top-level position in word processing. Experience in word processing employment can also lead to employment in other careers such as sales, marketing, consulting, publishing, and journalism. Administrative support positions include responsibility in assisting management and administrators in the decision-making process. The emphasis in the following positions is based on working with people than on the ability to operate machines and equipment. Clerk messenger, administrative secretary, supervisor of the administrative support center and word processing center, and manager of the entire word processing system. Jobs for these administrative support positions vary somewhat from firm to firm, but they are generally quite similar to the respective position names. Administrative support responsibilities are primarily in the following areas: receiving visitors, handling public relations, placing and receiving various forms of communication such as phone calls, faxes, etc., receiving, routing, and distributing mail and packages, creating and handling correspondence and other communications, conducting research, developing internet websites, desktop publishing, creating and delivering presentations, purchasing equipment and supplies, arranging standard face-to-face and electronic meetings, planning and making travel arrangements, planning and coordinating conferences, board meetings, and other activities, file system maintenance and coordination for the specific area or office. In addition, there's always that other one that says other duties as assigned by management. There are three main word processing personnel categories. There's word processing operators, word processing supervisors, administrative support personnel, and supervisors. Word processing technology. In traditional word processing, people are brought together to form a resource pool or center where the work is done. This center can be supplied with the finest technology available. In the early days of word processing, equipment used included automatic and electronic typewriters, memory typewriters, and text editors with cathode ray tubes or CRT, used in connection with shared logic computers. With the advent of personal computer, PC, application of microcomputer technology, word processing has become widely used by individuals, which has greatly impacted the traditional to the relative low cost and flexibility for both the organization and the system end user. Word processing software is also utilized on larger mainframe systems. Here's a brief overview of word processing systems that have been utilized by organizations. Shared logic systems allow more than one terminal station to share the capacity or logic of the system microcomputer and printout unit. Standalone units have their own logic system. They do not share their logic with other terminals or workstations. Centralized dictation systems used in word processing include discrete and endless loop or thought tank dictation systems. Discrete media dictation systems use tapes, belts, disks, and traditional word processing center group approach. Endless loop dictation equipment in word processing centers allows continuous input by word originators and continued output by word processors. Other equipment used in the word processing center includes communicating typewriters, photocopiers, and other commonly used office equipment. Dictation equipment varies, including portable and telephone central recorder systems for more remote dictation, plus desktop units and microphone station center recorder connections in offices for more frequent dictation. Portable dictation units with specialized features have been popular with traveling executives. Optical character readers, OCRs, and specialized OCR, optical character reader software, are used in conjunction with word and data processing equipment. Word processing and technological trends point to continued equipment and systems simplification and small-sized, multifaceted equipment at more economical prices used in both home and offices. Technological devices are becoming smaller, faster, and more affordable with time. Voice recognition software has had an impact on word processing input and document word output in organizations. Keyboard types include the commonly used QWERTY, which is named for the top 6 alphabetical letters on the left-hand side of the keyboard, QWERTY, which comes in a standard and ergonomic layout, and the Dvorak keyboard, which emphasizes different placement of vowel and consonant keys and punctuation marks in an attempt to streamline the typing process and create greater efficiency and productivity in keyboarding. At one time, it was thought that the Dvorak keyboard would be more prevalent than the QWERTY. However, that does not appear to be something that will happen in the foreseeable future. If that happened, we'd all have to learn how to retype again. Not sure this 52-year-old could do that. So, the virtual office. The virtual office is an approach to the remaking of offices and office work through office decentralization and technology enhancements. The term virtual office refers to a wide range of alternatives allowing office personnel to do their work at places other than the traditional office. Telecommuting is a form of virtual office. Through advances in telephony and communications technology, the traditional office is being replaced in cases by portable faxes, voice communications such as person-to-person, paging, voice messaging, and other voice communication forms, word processing, and desktop publishing. The virtual office allows persons to do their work virtually anywhere. The main advantages of a virtual office include convenience. You have the freedom to work anywhere, anytime, whenever you want. And the reduced office overhead. There's less need for office space. Case in point, many sales rep offices are being eliminated. Persons working in virtual office mode need to use care to avoid burnout arising from unrealistic expectations that may come about as a result of virtual offices, VOs. For example, employers demanding reports to be done and returned late at night versus being willing to wait until the next morning. And employees pushing themselves too hard because they have the tools of the trade at their fingertips 24 hours a day. Word processing procedures. Periodically, there are three main factors in the traditional word processing system. Input. This is creation of correspondence and words to be processed. Processing. This is keyboarding, revising, and completion of documents in preparation for material dissemination. And output. Distribution and communication of final materials. The following forms of input are utilized in word processing. You have the keyboard and mouse input devices, and they're the most common ways words are input into the computer today. You have longhand, the most common traditional form of input. The process involves longhand writing with pen or pencil on paper that is later read and input onto a computer by keyboard entry. Machine dictation. With current technology available, this is the fastest and most efficient process utilized to process words. Shorthand dictation. This method involves two people working together at the same time to input data for processing. It is less frequently used than longhand or machine dictation. OCR, optical character recognition. This option is becoming more widely used today. Devices most commonly used include readers and wands, standard size paper with data made up of uniform and specific type style characters is read by this machine, and the material is converted into data that is stored in the word processing system or computer. The wand works by a similar method, except a person needs to manually pass the wand over the typewritten material to scan and enter it into the system by the OCR, optical character recognition. OCR is often used to read barcode data for transmission to a system, where the data is read and interpreted according to the programming. Barcodes are used in marking of manufactured goods and products. They are also used for file identification and coding. Processing forms in word processing have traditionally involved the use of electronic typewriters that have limited memory used for form letters and repetitive typing projects. Current processing forms are typically standalone or networked word processors. Personal computers and other microcomputer-based equipment are frequently used in word and data processing today. Such units can be tied together in a systems approach as well, whereas standalone word processing are dedicated to the work they perform. Word processor integrated in a systems approach. Multi-system systems can be tied together, networked, or linked with a mainframe computer or server computers. They share the intelligence of a CPU, central processing unit, and can perform other functions besides word processing, only though if they're set up to do so. Today's network systems allow end users to utilize word processing and other information processing functions in a multitasking graphical user interface environment. In the processing part of the overall word processing system, work is ordered and prioritized by a word processing supervisor, then given to an operator to keyboard, revise, print, and prepare for final output and distribution. Output. Although most word processing materials output in hard copy final form, occasionally, particularly in electronic mail and message systems, and in cases of internal use, the processed data is in the form of visual display screen output. Technology allows integration and interface with other systems. Many forms of software allow administrative professionals to interchange files from one form of word processing software to another. This process simply takes data from a file set up on one type of software program, such as Word, and transfers the data, reconfiguring it to perform the same function in another word processing program, such as WordPerfect. Networking, as mentioned, plays a key role in the integration of word processing with other systems. Okay, that was the end of Chapter 1. Any questions or anything? Okay, do I have sound now? Okay. Not sure what happened, but hey. Yeah, we don't have a picture yet. I gotta bring it back up. Not sure what's going on here. Okay. For some reason we're having a little bit of issues. Bear with me. Yeah, I know. I'm having some connection issues here, so. Yeah, I've had to go out 3 times now. Okay, I'm back, I think. Yay. Thanks for the patience. Okay. So we're on chapter 2, creating and editing documents. Don't ask me, I have no idea what happened. So, editing considerations. Can you hear me? Oh, there we go. Okay. Document editing involves a careful review of drafted documents as one or more writers work to finalize document contents. Technology helps in this process, but it takes a professional with a sharp eye to make things just right. So some important editing considerations. Editing may be done by the original document writer, another individual or editor, or a team of individuals. Document revision and editing may be done manually or electronically. Electronic editing and proofreading provide special document marking options such as redlining, which is highlighting text in the document body and margins, and strikeouts, showing materials being eliminated by drawing a line through the text, yet retaining the data in readable format. Microsoft Word and other word processors can mark text so that document changes are readily identifiable. So when a document is written collaboratively by a group of individuals, extra care needs to be used in the writing process so that the writing and revisions process goes as smoothly and efficiently as possible. So some suggestions with the collaborating environment. The team and a team leader need to be selected. The document's purpose needs to be identified. Target audience considerations must be addressed. A specific work schedule must be established. Work allocation must take place. Follow-up needs to take place. Writing and revision progress needs to be tracked and monitored. Team building and conflict resolution skills are important to applications for groups involved with collaborative writing activities and projects. Copy preparation. Depending on the type of job to be done, a reprographics process capable of attaining the desired end result should be used. Copy preparation consists of preparing a document in a word processor, desktop publisher, or other software application, followed by careful proofreading and document checking before it is reproduced. You should keep the time factor in mind. The more technical the process, the larger the project, the more time you'll need to prepare for your deadline of work completion. It is important to consider the following needs whenever copying is involved. The type of document involved. Consider the type of document you're reproducing. Is it a report, letter, form? The quality of copies required. Remember factors such as distribution, storage, retrieval, and amount of time document access will be needed. The quality of copies desired. Determine if needed for internal or external use. This consideration involves sharpness of image, uniformity, and other related issues. Production requirements. Keep in mind production needs such as special paper, graphics, binding, etc. And the turnaround time. Note the time required to complete the reprographics process. Document layout and design considerations. The following considerations are especially important as you prepare documents for distribution to impress others or for distribution to external parties. Understand the message you need or wish to communicate. Use effective organizational tools in your work. Know the rules of graphic design. Learn how to apply graphic design rules to various forms of documents. Avoid mistakes that can detract from your document. Try different applications of graphic design and save samples you don't use. Understand the nuances of internet website design versus hard copy print design. Plan ahead on pre-press issues. Understanding the message you wish to communicate, you need to know what you want to communicate, to whom you will be communicating, how your message will relate to other messages you wish to communicate, and what's your competition in communicating if possible, if that's applicable. Plan and experiment with layouts for your message. Look for inspiration from other sources. It is important to understand the basic concepts of graphic design. Some of the main considerations include document relevance. The appearance of a document conveys a message in itself. If you're communicating something formal, you use a far different approach than if you have an informal message to convey. Consistency. Be consistent in your use of typefaces and sizes. Repeated graphic elements such as vertical lines, margins, spacing between design elements, use of graphics, etc. Proportion and balance. You want your material to appear uncluttered and uncramped. Headlines need to be appropriate for the importance they convey, and they should be in a balance with the font and sizes used in connection with the text they accompany in the overall document. Direction. The document reader is steered through the document from one point to another by the effective use of graphic design. Follow the reader's natural tendency to read from the upper right-hand side of a page to the lower left-hand side. Contrast. If you wish to prepare a document that packs a punch, such as a flyer announcing a major sale, use a lot of contrast. For example, use of a lot of well-defined light and dark areas, illustrations, and plenty of white space. Low-impact documents such as press releases and formal reports will have much less contrast. Attention to detail. Small problems in a document can greatly distract from its effectiveness. For example, multiple columns of full justified text in a document can be very tedious to the reader. Details that are design elements include functional and physical attributes such as space, line, texture, and type. Colors used. The size attributes given elements and amount of coverage or volume allocated to elements are key factors to consider when designing documents. Understanding of the overall picture. If you are publishing a document that displays 2 pages side by side, consider how each page affects the appearance of the other. It's important that you take into account the way every component of the document appears in connection with the other parts. Design simplicity. Stick to a few basic typefaces, sizes, and styles. Keep your document uncluttered. Use of a lot of white space. Keep a balanced approach when using graphics, illustration, photographs, other graphic elements, and text. Use effective organizational tools in your work. After preparing rough layout sketches of your document's design, consider the following organizational tools in the graphic design of your work. So consider page organizers such as grids, which are non-printing lines appearing on the computer screen but not on the finished document. Boxes, frames, margins, columns, and gutters. This is the inner blank space of facing pages. Use text organizers such as headlines, subheaders, kickers, which is a small summary phrase leading into a headline. Headers, footers, captions. That's text that ties illustrations or graphics into the rest of the document. Bullet lists, sidebars, a block of text set apart but related to the rest of the page's text, and pull quotes. Quoted text extracted and set in display type in a side margin or within the text column. Finally, be sure you use consistent styles that convey the message you want. Know the rules of graphic design. Understand how to use type fonts to help convey the message and create the look you want. So consider the following factors: the type style, the type presentation, the body and text type selections, the type size and alignment. Kerning, this is the adjustment of space between pairs of letters. Tracking, this is the control of amount of space between each text character. Line spacing, word spacing, paragraphing, special effects. Use of white space, boxes, borders, screens. This is a variance in the intensity of printed text or graphics. Drop shadows. This is the display of a shadow behind a graphic or text for a 3D effect. Bleeds. Image print extended to the edge of the paper. Effective use of illustrations and appropriate manipulation. Use of graphics such as charts, diagrams, and tables. And the proper use of photographs, cropping, adjusting of contrast, special effects, etc. Learn how to apply graphic design rules to various forms of documents. Some of the basic types of documents to consider are letterhead, business reports, resumes, fax cover sheets, business cards, brochures, order forms, flyers, catalogs, product sheets, menus, evaluation forms, small advertisements, full-page advertisements, classified ads, newsletters, tabloids and/or magazines, newspapers, coupons, and surveys and customer feedback forms. Avoid mistakes that can distract from your document. Some of the problems that can adversely affect your document include the following: distracting areas of white space, extra white space that can develop horizontally or vertically in a document or that is awkwardly trapped in places. Can you hear me now? Okay. Headline size and placement problems. Sometimes headlines do not stand out very well in comparison to the text associated with them. They are also sometimes placed in locations that confuse the reader. Column spacing problems. Sufficient space should be placed between columns to aid in the reading process. Crammed boxes and borders. Don't try to fit too much material in too little space in a document. Okay, Mary, you'll have the recording. Feel better. In addition, with the cram boxes and borders, don't try to use too many boxes or rules on a page. Text block use problems. Avoid putting text into oddly shaped configurations. It's difficult to read. Excessive underlining. Avoid underlining text where it is not essential. Misuse of the widow-orphan protection rule. A widow is a word or brief phrase isolated at the beginning of a page or column. An orphan is a short word left on its own at the bottom of a page, column, or paragraph. Maintenance of equal spacing between various elements within a document. Use of exaggerated indents and tabs, excessive hyphenation. The use of too many typefaces, cramped graphics and material, the use of several similar graphics or visuals, and misalignment of design elements such as subheads and illustrations. Unneeded special effects and use of too much text on a page. Insertion of too much material into small areas, shoehorning. Try different applications of graphic design and save samples you don't use. Take the material you've gathered together and put it together in different ways using the rules of graphic design. When you find the best design for the message you are conveying, use it. Other appealing design combinations should be saved for future reference and possible use in other projects. Understand the nuance of internet website design versus hard copy print design. Keep in mind that reading internet websites is more difficult than reading a paper document. On the web, the viewer may only see a part of the page at a time, and the document may or may not display elements of the document in a particular way because of the browser being used. Because this is the case, you'll want to keep the following concepts in mind. Consider using PDF file format, Adobe Acrobat Reader, for documents accessed online that need to retain document integrity. Reduce line length in online material. Avoid multiple column layouts on the web. Place plenty of space between paragraphs. Adjusting the line spacing for a more readable document. Use true type fonts designed for online reading and avoid the use of thin or fancy typefaces. Include text hyperlinks to improve access to elements of your online document. Use appropriate white space. Use colors and visuals in a tasteful, appealing way. Identify information importance through the use of headlines, subheads, and sidebars. Use short bulleted lists to make information visual and more readable. Keep all visual material simple. Consider the benefits and drawbacks of the various web-based formats allowed or available for internet documents such as text, HTML, Acrobat, or other formats. Plan ahead on pre-press issues. Here are some additional issues you'll want to consider in graphics design. Digital document organization. You may wish to use an image database to keep illustrations and graphics organized. Tracking and sorting of such digital objects can be very tedious. This will save you time and money and help ensure that the right graphic is used in the correct place in a document or presentation. Obtain the advice of a print professional to be sure you match the correct links, the correct inks, and paper to obtain the desired results for your document. If you decide to use a service bureau, be sure to consider the following areas. And a service bureau is a company which provides business services for a fee. Service bureaus are utilized when a high degree of resolution is needed in the final product. Learn the file formats that are preferred or used by the service bureau, including graphic formats. Ask about the turnaround time for the project so you're sure you can get the job done in a quality way within the needed time. Verify how the service bureau prices their work. Do they do it per hour, per page, or by the job? Ask about the handling of corrections or changes that may need to be made to the document at the last minute. Verify that you will get color results desired from the print job if color hues are of special importance to the job. For example, you may need match colors of different projects. Perhaps your political signs, bumper stickers, and brochures all need to be color shaded match. Design suggestions for frequently created office documents. Here are a few suggestions for documents frequently created in the office, such as newsletters, flyers, posters, banners, resumes, coupons. So the newsletter design. Newsletters don't have to be lengthy. 1 or 2 pages may suffice. They can be complex, so allow yourself plenty of time to create them. Organize and design them using good layout principles. Keep newsletters consistent in appearance and content from one issue to the next. Don't fall into the trap of trying to make each issue unique in appearance. Use a creative nameplate that identifies the publication. A slogan may be integrated in the nameplate. Place the nameplate in a distinctive location. Perhaps it will run vertically along the side of the front page or on a diagonal in the corner. Newsletters often contain the following features: brief articles, quotations, fast facts, question and answer sections, awards and special mentions, special calendar events or activities, and points of humor or short items containing food for thought. Make the articles to the point and easy to scan. Do not include more than 3 articles per newsletter page. Use headers to lead readers to key items. Put quotations in boxes to point out important points you wish your reader to pick up. If using drop caps in newsletters, do not include more than 3 per page, and be sure the letters do not spell out something undesirable. Hard copy newsletters are generally 8.5 by 11, are printed on 8.5 by 11 paper or 11 by 17 paper. And the 11 by 17 paper then is folded. The newsletter design should include mailing considerations. For example, consider if the newsletter will be a self-mailer, where it will be folded, and where will the mailing address, return address, and postage payment data be included. Also consider the paper weight factor. What quality of paper is best for use for your budget, for the audience being addressed, and to withstand the rigors of shipment through the mail. If the newsletter is designed for electronic distribution, more space will be available for feature articles or inclusions. In addition, hard copy print considerations such as photo screening and color use may not be an issue. So now we're up to flyers. Flyer or circulars are created on one page to promote or advertise a single upcoming event or one-time offer. They are created to be placed in windows, hung on bulletin boards, put on car windshields, mailed out to specific individuals, hand-distributed, or included with other mailers. Flyers should be printed on standard-sized paper for economic and convenience. One or more flyer copies can be printed per set, and then they can be cut to size if desired. They should contain the following elements: a large eye-catching headline, color graphic or visual that gets the attention of the reader, a slogan or phrase that helps the reader remember the message, notation of any time elements such as times, dates, and offer expiration information, sponsor organization name, and brief contact data for inquiries. In design flyers, consider the following. Keep the flyer simple and easy to read. Make the flyer eye-catching. The slogan or name of the event or offer must be the main attraction of the document. Consider adding a coupon or special offer that can be easily clipped or removed by the flyer. The coupon should have the same essential information that's contained on the flyer. So poster design. Posters are large one-page items that are designed to let people know about events, causes, or other informational issues. They are designed to be put in public places and must be large enough to catch people's attention from a distance. Posters must convey a message as soon as possible. Therefore, they must be kept very simple and concise. All print must be large and readable with the largest type used for the most important part of the message. The main message should draw in readers so they read an additional, smaller print that communicates the rest of the message. Color, image, and text alignment and type style are used to catch the attention of the reader. Banner design. Banners are large signs containing simple messages. They are hung in public places to announce themes and events. Size and banner orientation are factors in how well banners are seen from different vantage points. So take into account where you want the banner to be hung and then determine its size and configuration. The fewer the number of words to be used on a banner, the larger the text can be made. It's generally best to use fewer than 6 words. Distance legibility is increased by using bold sans serif fonts. Graphics and color can be used very effectively on banners. You'll want to consider the environment in which the banner will be held. The banner will be hung when deciding on what colors, graphics, or themes to use. Keep the following in mind: how much the banner needs to stand out from its immediate surroundings, the message or theme being used, and how graphics and color can complement it. Local ordinance or city codes that may impact banner display. For example, a permit may be required to just hang the banner. Local customs, culture, and opinion and the intent of the banner's message in connection with the intended audience. Resume design. All business people know what a resume is. We all have one. When resumes are organized into distinct key sections such as employment, education, skills, honors, etc., they can be aesthetically pleasing and easy to read. Apply design principles to the layout of your resume. Principles of emphasis and alignment. Allow sufficient unused white space free from text. Use subheadings. Use visual elements such as lines and boxes to organize information. Pay attention to the detail and make sure every detail is accurate. Coupon design. Coupon special offers that usually accompany a flyer, mailer, newspaper ad, etc. Be careful when designing coupons. Be specific. Vague language can result in a lot of headaches to the offer maker. Include the following elements: the specific offer. So for example, buy one, get one free, 50% off, etc. The specific expiration date. This offer expires December 31st, 2000, or offer good until May 1st, 2012. Include the organization name, logo, and other details, such as where the coupon is redeemable. Specify rules, exclusions, or other relevant details, and include contact information if desired. In focus, the basics of typography. Because administrative assistants work so much with text, it's important to understand the fine nuances of typography. Type communications tone and mode. For example, if you want to convey the corporate image, use strong sans serif typefaces of standard appearance. For a dignified look, use serif typefaces like Gaudi or Garamond. For very readable documents, use crisp, clean fonts such as Calibri. For that official appearance, use squared off serif fonts. To send a useful message, use irregular letter forms or fonts that are crayon-like in appearance. For a more formal look, try using a script type font. When deciding which fonts to use, consider contrasts such as size, color, weight, and emphasis. Okay, bye, Roxanne. Font choices should be kept simple and legible. Do not use more than 2 type style combinations per design. Watch type combinations carefully. Use sans serif type in headline material and serif type in the body of the message. Watch out for type conflicts. 2 different sans serifs or serifs per page do not go together. Additional layout and design terminologies. Here's some additional terminologies to consider in our discussion of document layout and design. A button. This is a graphic that must be activated or clicked upon using the computer's mouse in order for a specific action or activity to occur. A certificate authority, a CA, is an individual or organization that can issue and verify digital certificates that guarantee a website on the internet is legitimate. When individuals collaborate, they are working together using software online to develop documents in real time or via email. The term create in computing refers to the input of text, insertion of graphics, or performance of other computer-based tasks and activities through the use of input devices. Digital certificates are designed to guarantee that a user or internet website is legitimate. File compression utilities are software designed to decrease the amount of storage space of a saved file. File conversion utilities are designed to convert a file from one program format to another, thus saving the time needed to re-input data. A file manager is a computer utility that is designed to assist with disk and file management. When several programs have been opened by a computer user in a multitasking computer environment, only one program will be in the foreground for direct computer input. The other open programs remain in the background until the software user brings the desired program into the foreground. Groupware is software designed to enable groups of individuals to share data and work together on projects via a computer network. Image viewers are programs that facilitate the viewing, copying, and printing of graphics files. Object, a computer data item, and the attributes, characteristics, and procedures associated with the item, such as a computer graphic, sound, video, or text. Outsource, having an organization outside the company perform compensated sources or services. Repetitive stress injury, RSI, is an injury or disorder of a person's tendons, ligaments, muscles, nerves, or joints that is a result of repetitive work performed. Save, the process of transferring data from a computer's memory to a disk or form of storage media. A single user is one person who uses a computer. Tendinitis is a physical condition involving the inflammation of a person's tendon because of tendon stress or repeated motion activity. And a thumbnail. This is a small version of computer graphic. Often a larger image of the graphic is available for larger scale viewing on a computer screen when the image is clicked upon. Correspondence in final format. Written correspondence is a primary form of business communication. The following letter styles are addressed below. They are commonly used in business letter writing. You've got the block style, the modified block style, and simplified style. So here's the block style. Everything is on the left-hand side. It's on page 156 in my book. Then you have the modified block style. That's where the date line, the complementary close, the name and title are in the middle and everything else is on the left-hand side. It's on 157 of my book. And then you have the simplified style. You don't have all the salutation, the subject lines. The subject line is now regarding line. You don't have the complementary close, the notation, the postscript. That's on page 158 in my book. So letter punctuation styles. There are two basic punctuation styles used in business correspondence. There's open and mixed or standard. So open punctuation contains no punctuation mark after salutation and complementary closing. Mixed or standard punctuation contains the following: a colon after the salutation and a comma after complementary closing. Envelope style. Conventional envelope format. The conventional envelope format is established to expedite the timeliness and accuracy of mail delivery. Although the United States Postal Service prefers the address to lines to be all uppercase, one may also use the traditional mixed upper and lowercase approach in addressing mail. I don't know, Jillian. I have never really seen the open punctuation. I'll have to see if I can find something. Maybe Jerry knows here. Yeah, so I'll have to see if I can find that answer, and I'll get it out to you guys. So remember these Postal Service envelope address block guidelines. This is for the U.S. and Canada. Write all letters in a capitalized form. No punctuation is necessary. Use a maximum of 6 lines. The OCR reader reads from the bottom last line up. The addressee name appears on the first line. Long titles go on the next line. The company name, if applicable, appears next. The suite, building, or apartment number goes on its own on the next line, only if it will not fit after the complete street address. The complete street address or box number, post office box number is next, followed by the suite or apartment number on the same line if possible. The last line of the address includes the city, state, and/or province, then the zip or postal code. Okay, so we have an answer here. Okay, Meredith, thank you. Open punctuation refers to using the minimum amount of punctuation, primarily commas. This is an acceptable style when typing letters on a computer due to the presence of spelling and grammar checks. Open punctuation is a result of the internet age. Open punctuation consists of little to no punctuation letters written through email. Formal letter consisted of placing a punctuation mark after Mr. Now that is eliminated. Oh, that's news to all of us. So, thank you, Meredith. Thanks, Google. Yeah, because that's where I would have started looking. So, basically, if the younger generation you see it, it's because they're used to it. I have a hard time with it because I'm old school and used to the older ways. It looks funny to me, so. So on page, mine's 159, we have an example of a number 6 3/4 inch letter. So you have the name and address, the return address. Yeah, I'm not sure, Jillian. Some of this stuff, it's like, maybe some people have gotten used to it, but then again, you have to know who it is, and if it's somebody like me that's 52 years old, they may prefer it the other way and think that it looks sloppy. I really don't know. Yeah. Okay, so you indent 2.5 inches on the 6 3/4 envelope. Okay, then the example number 2 is a number 10 envelope, the Postal Service format, and this has a special notation, the please forward. This is 4 inches from the left, still 2 inches down from the top. So envelope notations include addressee notations such as personal and please forward. Mailing notations such as registered, airmail, and special delivery are used also. Mailing notations appear 2 spaces below the stamp location. The 9-digit zip code program helps make it possible for the United States Postal Service to route mail more quickly and efficiently. So computer-style envelopes. Mailing lists, when stored on computers, can be output on labels, envelopes on continuous forms, and directly on mailing pieces. When such labels are prepared, care must be used to include all data not pertinent to the address to party above the address section of the label or envelope, as the Postal Service system will scan I'll read the bottommost lines on the label or area where the address should appear. So the following format may be used as a rule of thumb. This sample is from Super Times Magazine for Children. Okay, so you see where they have subscriber computer, expedite. I don't know, Meredith, but this is the general rules. If you have a special rule in your, wherever you are, you use that one. When it comes to the exam, forget what you do personally, and this is the general rules. So you want to go with the general rules, not what you do personally. Okay, then we have the memorandum format. Memorandums are designed for simplicity and in-house use. The following format style is common for inter-office memorandums. There are various types of acceptable formats for memos. However, generally, memos are full page or partial page, and they are prepared on pre-printed forms, letterhead, or plain paper. So Memorandum 1, you have the to, the from, the subject, the body of the memo. And this is a good place where we can talk about what your company does over somebody else's. Our memos are totally different than this. We don't have to, from, date, subject. But this is generally how a memo is done. So I have to forget that the government does it different than most companies or the majority. Okay, then the second one, you see it has the to and it has a reference. There's no from. There's no date. Okay, that's the end of the presentation tonight, especially with all the problems that we had. And I apologize. Are there any questions, anything else that we need to go over tonight?